What is going on, everyone? Steve-O Supremo here, and I am just another game collector. I hope you all are having a great day today. It is Friday leading into Memorial Day weekend. Most of the people, most of you guys are probably going to have, if you're in the States at least, you're going to have that extended weekend with that Monday off this weekend. So hope you guys enjoy it and have a good time. Enjoy your cookouts or whatever's going on. But today I saw something that was really cool. This is mainly just an excuse to make a video. I wanted to make a video today. Didn't really know what I wanted to talk about, and then I saw this happen on the side of the road, so I thought it was awesome. So I might ramble on for a couple different things here, but we're gonna get into this video. And yeah, like the rare face cam. I normally don't do the face cam videos on this channel just because it seems like they take more work and effort. And by that I mean just to turn on a light. Like I loathe having to make a video this way despite having a pretty decent camera. It's supposed to be like this 1080p Elgato face cam thing when I got it, state of the art thing when they got out. And I never feel like the quality of this image is ever any good. Now, I could probably go in and adjust settings. I've tried everything, but as you can see, I still look like orange, and my beard looks way brighter than it is in person. And if I try to adjust the light to make it brighter or darker, like I just get washed out or anything. I can't figure out lighting for anything. So apologies for the bad lighting. If anyone has tips, let me know because I probably do more in this style. But anyways, that's just been a battle for 13 years, lighting in videos. Yet I can see some people set up a phone with a ring light and it looks beautiful. But I got this fancy little thing and a big old light and I can't get anything done with it. So I don't know. I'm just very dumb when it comes to lighting in video. But back to the topic at hand. What did I see? Well, this morning, I didn't really. There's going to be a ton of yard sales in my area this weekend, but I wasn't too motivated to want to go out this weekend. I got a lot of stuff to do at home today. I had errands to run. It's grass cutting day for me, so I cut the grass every Friday evening, and there's a mess going on with my neighbors got kicked out of their house here in our subdivision, and for some reason unbeknownst to me they've taken the liberty to put a lot of their trash like in my on my property in the kind of gravel area we share. And I talked to the landowners today, the people who actually own the house. Were over there today. I'm like, is what's going to be happening with all this trash like over here? They got like bed frames and crap laying on my property. And before I could talk to them, apparently they're already gone and kicked out. So I can't even talk to them about it. So the land caretaker said they were going to be taking care of it for me if I could just give them a week or two. But I was like, listen, I got stuff to do out here on this. So if you guys don't mind, I might just throw it and lay it against your house and get it out my way. They said that's fine too. But man, just some people, that's like so disrespectful. This isn't even, you're throwing your trash on someone else's property. And luckily I wasn't here when this was going down because I'm a pretty nice person. I know I got my law enforcement background and everything, so people probably think I'm this mean, gruff guy, and I can be when that time like presents itself. But for the most part, I'm a pretty laid back guy, like Joe Cool, easy breeze. It takes a lot to take me off, but man, if I would have seen that happen, I'm sure if I would have talked to them, they probably would have stopped, and they would have been cordial and stopped doing it. But just crazy. I don't know. Let's see. I'm already getting down on a sidetrack on this video. The things that happen in suburbia Washington, trash getting thrown, bed frames and everything on your property. And like, I live in a nice neighborhood. That's not supposed to happen in this neighborhood. But anyways, the thing I saw, I did go out to a couple garage sales while running some errands though this morning. But it was later on in the morning. And it's only because I had those other errands to do. And pretty cool find while I was out there. No games this morning, but if you know, you know. Steelheart, their debut self-titled album, incredible 90s hair metal band. Unfortunately, like people always confuse them with an 80s hair metal, but they came out in the 90s. That's when they were getting their rise to fame. And unfortunately, the lead singer Milienko, he had an onstage accident that could have cost him his life. That kind of derailed their careers. They were on the upward trend. You've probably heard "All Your Love," one of their hit songs, and She's Gone, another one of their hit songs. But their albums, you can listen to every song. It's just awesome. It's just, if you're going down the road and you got like an hour and a half road trip, it's the summertime, springtime, you let your windows down and you crank some Steelheart. That's a fun ride. You're going to have a good time. But actually, their second album, Tangled in the Reins, All Your Love, was our wedding song back in 2007. That's what me and my wife danced to. No one probably ever heard of that song in their life. But the lyrics were just awesome. They're kind of funny for a wedding song too. That some lyrics to catch some people off guard with. So awesome group. Love Steelheart. So that was a cool find for $1. I'll buy it any day of the week. And Tangled in the Reins, that was one of the first birthday presents my wife ever gave me when we got engaged. My birthday's in August, and we got married in December. She bought me Tangled in the Reins off. I think back in the day, she paid $30 for this thing, which at the time, I don't know if CDs were popular or something back then, and the prices were jacked up. But man, $30, Tangled in the Reins. Heard the All Your Love song. I was like, oh yeah, we're dancing to this one. So, all right, enough sidetracking. We're getting really crazy, and we're not even in the topic of the video yet. So the cool thing that I saw, it was while I was coming home from running these errands and stopping at a couple yard sales this morning, I passed by a school, and the city schools are getting out on a half day today. The private schools, unfortunately, at least my kids' private school, they have a full day today. So sorry, guys. But they do have their last week of school next week. And I think the city might have 2 or 3 weeks to go. I don't know. But anyways, while passing the elementary school, it's pretty much the road. Then you get the sidewalk, and then you get the schoolyard. And there's a little fence and stuff there to keep the kids kind of safe, because it is kind of close to the road where the kids kind of hang out. School had let out, so normally they come out and they disperse into their little friend groups and hang out in the schoolyard, or they start walking home, or they're just waiting on their rides or getting on the bus. And I was sitting at the stoplight, like right next to the schoolyard, right next to the fence. And in the schoolyard, I could see a group of looked like 4 or 5 kids sitting in a circle. And one of them I had noticed pulled out a binder, and it had a Pokemon on it. One I didn't know the name of, but you could tell it was a Pokemon. And he opened it up, and it was a binder full of Pokemon cards. Then another kid pulled one out, and another one. All these kids started pulling out their Pokemon binders with their Pokemon cards in it. Now, this stoplight was about a minute and 20-second stoplight, so I was there for a little bit. And I was just sitting there and like, man, it just warmed my heart to see that. Like, that was awesome. I didn't think that even happened anymore. With the way the Pokemon card market is right now, I didn't even think kids could get their hands on any Pokemon cards, much less did they sit around and actually show them off and do trades and stuff like that, because it seems like every day it's all about like a money value thing. I guess from the adult perspective, it seems they're valued based off of how much it's worth. So you never take your binder to school that could have a couple $100 worth of Pokemon cards in it. But back in the day, it just reminded me, like, man, taking me back to when I was on the schoolyard and you're on the school bus and you had your cards, or I know the big thing for us was Pokemon cards was big when they came out. But even before that were the Marvel Masterpiece cards. If someone brought some of those on the bus, ooh, you were the cool kid for the day on that bus, or you were the cool kid the day at school if you brought some of those. And it was cool because we didn't think they were cool because they were worth money. We thought it was cool because the cards were cool. The artwork on it was cool. We liked the heroes that were on there. That was the whole purpose of wanting to collect or even have those items back then, just because you thought it was neat. And like I said, it just seems like everything these days, it's people want to get something if it's valuable. Like the cheap games out there that are, if we bring this back to gaming in a way, there's tons of very, very good low-end, low-cost games out there. But people just don't care about them. They either don't care. There are people, like, we like to have them in our collection, but people don't care to watch videos about it. People don't care to hear reviews about them or nothing. No, they only like to care or hear about, it seems like, the big expensive stuff. And it's weird how that is like a factor that drives things. And I think it's really because, man, these days that even in the collecting scene, we've kind of spoke about this before. It seems like all the channels that I used to love watching about collecting and adding to your collection have all turned into these what the value is, and here's the resale, or they're reselling stuff now. And it's not really about the collecting part anymore and why you did it, the passion for it of just wanting to add NES games to your collection. And everyone has their different reasons of wanting to add stuff to your collection. I think my primary reason, I don't know if I've ever discussed it or mentioned it yet on the channel, of why I enjoy video game collecting so much and why it means a lot to me, or it's the thing I'm passionate about, mainly because I couldn't do it when I was younger. We were so poor, guys. I mean, you name it, we were on it. If you had to have food stamps, we had it. Trailer parks, check bark, like all this stuff. Like, you check it, we probably been through it. And single mom, divorced, so 3 kids. So we just could not afford anything. And I was lucky enough to get video game systems when I was young. And to get a game as well would be like an added bonus. And if I got that game, it'd have to last me a year. It'd have to last either to next Christmas or a birthday, to where I might be able to save up money to get something else. And I'm the type of family, like we have the type of family, if it's your birthday, my aunts and uncles, like, we're not getting Christmas per birthday gifts from them. That's not really how it happens. It's either whatever I'm getting from my mom, maybe my grandmother's, and that's it. And my dad. So all that other stuff isn't on the table. So it was a rough growing up thing, especially if that's something you really enjoyed. So when I got older, I knew, like, hey, if I started getting money, it's one of those things, I just want to be able to get anything I couldn't get when I was younger. The tried and true thing that most people go through. Like, we get older, we just want to have the stuff we couldn't get back then. And then I did. Started making some money, start being able to buy the old PlayStation 2 games I couldn't get when I first started working and got my PlayStation 2 that I couldn't afford, the old Super Nintendo games I couldn't get. I just started getting that. And then I just love video games. So I just get whatever I can. So yeah, that's like the main driving reason why I wanted to collect stuff. For my love of it, just because I couldn't have it back then. And it kind of morphed into just wanting to collect video games. And it's not because of a monetary value or nothing like that. It stinks that some of these games I might want to add are kind of expensive, but I don't collect something. I don't collect complete in box Metroids and Castlevanias because I know they're going to be worth a lot of money in the future. No, I collect them and I want them because I love the franchises and I want to have it. That's why. It has nothing to do with the money value of it. And it just seems like that's what it's all about these days. So seeing those kids just reminded me of the time of innocence, to where it seems like that's what it was always about. It's because you love something, you really liked it, you enjoyed it. And I don't know, I guess as you get older and you start understanding money and how important money kind of is, unfortunately, to get by day to day, to feed yourself, to pay your rents and your bills, that's kind of what has amounted to things, of how like people judge things off of their monetary value. So I don't know. I try to keep things back to the simpler times for myself, and trying to get the stuff that I just want to add, while still trying to be like responsible with money. That can be one of the most I'll do a whole separate video on that, about the dangers of collecting anything in your wallet. But yeah, I don't know. Just a random little video today that kind of went everywhere. But just seeing that the kids in the schoolyard doing some Pokemon card trading was just awesome to see. Feel bad for them because, like I said, I don't know where you're finding these cards at. And that's something we couldn't really do with video games when you think about it. You can't take in your Super Nintendo collection back then to show off to your friends. It'd fill up your whole book bag. I mean, if you were a really lucky kid and could fill up your book bag. But you wouldn't just like bring a game to school to show off. But cards and stuff like that was really easy to do. So I don't know. It just took me back. And seeing little things like that, because I thought kids were all about digital age these days. They don't care about that stuff. I know my kids, My youngest kid loves playing with toys. Like, she still loves playing with her dolls and everything. Very imaginative out there doing things. My 10-year-old could care less about any type of toy. She'll play with her little sister, but doesn't want toys. And of course, my son, he'll be 15 in December. Like, he could care less about any type of toy. He'll build a Lego set still. He still likes some Legos once in a while, but man, what happens to these toys and stuff? People used to love things like that. I guess not anymore. But anyways, that's another trail we're going down. So random video today. Hope you guys enjoy your Memorial Day weekend, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.